Let's talk about the XFL, Nick.
Yes, talk about the XFL.
Let's talk about the XFL because I did not expect 8 cities to be announced, but I did not expect some of these cities that was announced. It seems like it's a combination of big cities that have an association with the WWE, so therefore you can have an association with the XFL, and then or stadiums there of that matter, or also smaller stadiums in smaller cities. You've got what? You've got Raymond James Stadium, seats about 65,000 people. We've had multiple Super Bowls there, right? You have MetLife Stadium. We've already had 1 or 2 Super Bowls there, I'm thinking. I think 1 at least. You've got St. Louis, Missouri, right? You've got the Dome where the Rams used to play. That's definitely been a Super Bowl. So you've got 3 Super Bowl locations here. What do you guys think about this? Do you think the XFL is going to have Century League Field? I forgot about that in Seattle, Washington. That was the biggest one to me. That was the one where I really scratched my head.
What about the one in StubHub? I think StubHub Arena?
StubHub has it.
Yeah, but that only has 27,000 people.
Yeah, that was weird. Because
that makes a lot more sense. Doesn't make sense for the NFL. Doesn't makes more sense for the XFL. If you look at the rest of the stadiums, you have it looks like 3 MLS stadiums in this, and then the Texas Rangers baseball park, which they're not going to be playing it anymore. They're building a new one. So Globe Life Park, they're going to transition it into like a football stadium, I guess. And then the rest are NFL stadiums. So it's 4 and 4, and it's not like they gave LA, New York, Dallas, and Washington D.C. the big stadiums. It's like Seattle, St. Louis, New York, and then what was the last one? Tampa Bay. So it doesn't make a lot of sense that it's very interesting. One thing that grabbed my thing was I was just looking at this. The commissioner was announced earlier this year. The commissioner of the XFL is Oliver Luck. He used to be the athletic director at West Virginia, and more importantly, he's Andrew Luck's dad. Andrew Luck's dad is the commissioner of the XFL.
I know what you're trying to say. If Andrew Luck...
Well, no, I'm not saying that. I'm not even saying that. I'm just giving you who it is. I'm telling you there's some credibility with these people running the league. And then the senior vice president of football operations is Doug Whaley, who used to be the general manager of the Buffalo Bills. So there's some credible people getting behind the XFL, too.
Which we didn't see in the first time.
Exactly. Yeah, so this is going to be a little different. I think this is going to be just more of a different type of football league. The league is also, it was announced this weekend that it's starting the weekend after the Super Bowl, too.
When people are craving football.
Yeah, it's smart.
Wow.
So Vince is being a little smart with this. And let me just go over it again. Here are the franchises. You have a franchise in Dallas, Houston, Los Angeles, New York, St. Louis, Seattle, Tampa Bay, and Washington, D.C. So, yeah, there's some NFL markets, and then there's St. Louis, which doesn't have one, and, the rest are NFLs. But so very interesting that they're going to be kind of competing in these markets somewhat with NFL teams.
And how did the NFL allow the XFL to schedule NFL stadiums?
Because it's not during they literally, I think they went through the loophole and said, well, the NFL season's over. We can do this.
But why can't Roger Goodell, the NFL commissioner, say, there's the XFL, they have competition. Why can't he go to all of these major cities? New York.
Well, he doesn't own the stadiums, though. He doesn't own the stadiums.
That's a good point.
He does that. That's the old. I mean, if he owned the stadiums.
But why can't he go to him and be like, we've seen it before where there's been some collusion. We talk about the whole Colin Kaepernick situation where we think the owners all have collusion. Why can't the commissioner just go up to him and be like, if they come to you about wanting to run something in your stadium, don't accept it.
He could.
Competition.
He could, but I'm guessing Vince and this Alpha Entertainment thing probably threw money at them and goes, hey, whatever the NFL's giving you, we'll maybe give you a little bit more for the XFL.
Good negotiation right there, man.
And let's also not forget Vince McMahon just put up more of his stock. So he's getting ready for this XFL thing. I think it's time for Vince McMahon to step down from this WWE, and I think he needs to put his concentration, this effort into making this work because he's clearly investing a crap ton of money into making sure that the XFL is not the disaster it was the first time around.
And then make Stephanie and Triple H in charge of WWE. Right.
Yeah, as long as we don't get BS that we get on Raw every
whatever will make Raw better or actually watchable. We'll do better. Yeah, it looks like $500 million. And this was earlier in the year. $500 million was been put in by Vince McMahon already.
And now he's put in more money, more money of his stock. So this is clearly serious.
He's all in.
He's all in. He's all in.
Yeah.
Speaking of more money, that situation with the Young Bucks and the Elite. But I just think that when it comes down to it, I think this situation is non and void if you do not have a network. And so now I have to look at the facts that the WWE just signed a major networking deal with Fox. Yeah. Do y'all think that this was strategic? I think this has to be strategic.
You think the XFL is going to Fox?
I think the XFL's got to go on Fox.
It's got to do it, right?
It's got to go on Fox.
No choice.
But hey, I wonder if this whole $1 billion deal with SmackDown, if you think about it this way, and I don't know the way if business works because I'm not a business guy, but if they threw maybe more money than SmackDown deserved at them in anticipation for giving more money to Vince to put more into the XFL so that they could, you know what I'm saying? Because like we're talking about, during this time, because the Super Bowl is around early February.
It's always in
There's
early
no
February.
baseball on Fox. There's no basketball. They don't even do basketball, and there's no hockey on Fox. So what is on Fox?
Nothing.
They don't even have the UFC anymore.
And let's not
what,
also
college
forget,
basketball?
And let's not also forget that Fox sold.
There's nothing.
They sold a lot of their. They sold that Fox got bought out by Disney. So basically, meaning Fox Studios will now be owned by Disney in the coming year.
Well, I don't think Fox Sports was sold. Though,
no, it was
or
not.
Fox News.
But what's the issue is Fox will not have a lot of the programming. A lot of the programming that we see on Fox today will not be owned by Fox in the next year. It'll be owned by Disney. So Fox wants as many original things, original content, so they're not paying all these rights and fees. I talked to my teacher about it. I ran it by him because my teacher at the school I went to actually used to work in Disney, and he brought it up in class, and I went crazy when he talked about it in class because Fox is making an effort on football in the NFL and the Thursday Night Football package, obviously, and the WWE. They put $1 billion, that's NFL-like money, into wrestling, into one show. So, yes, Nick, I agree with you. It's a little sketchy that they gave $1 billion to SmackDown. So they have to, Vince McMahon had to have gotten a verbal agreement and said, hey, look, we're going to support this XFL thing. And if you can get WrestleMania on Fox, even better. But we need content, bro. We need content desperately. We just sold our stuff to Disney. We gave them a lot of the shows that we produce, that we house, and now they're going to be owned by Disney. So guess what? We need content. Vince, not only do we want the WWE, we want XFL too. So SmackDown can promote the XFL. It makes perfect sense.
Smart.
No, it does. I mean,
NFL can't do anything about it because they're locked into a deal with Fox for a few years.
I would love if Vince beat the NFL. It'd be fantastic, right?
Right.
Yeah, because the NFL acts like they're almost a government in a way. I was talking about this on my other podcast, how, with the stuff with Kareem Hunt, if you don't know, Kareem Hunt is another one of these idiots that beat up women, got caught on video with it. But the NFL literally acts like they're a government, but they can't even find a simple video in a hotel. Like, come on. So I would love if Vince came in there and was like, I'm going to do this right, and I'm not going to let my players be idiots, and I'm going to take over, and the XFL is going to become more famous. And it probably, you know what I'm saying? It just, so I hope he does. And that was actually one of his things, whether you want to knock him or not. He said he wanted good characters in his league. And I think this was what he's talking about. He doesn't want Kareem Hunts, doesn't want Ray Rices, doesn't want Reuben Fosters. He wants different kind of guys.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But will that make the league boring? Because some of the allure of the NFL is that we get to see those characters, my quarterback Cam Newton, and we get to see the villains and the heroes.
But nobody wants to cheer for a guy that beats up women.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's why people don't cheer for Floyd Mayweather. They might cheer for him because they have a bet on them, but they're not actually cheering for his personality. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. And Cam Newton, don't put him in those things. I mean, Cam Newton might be promiscuous a little bit, but he's not beating up women.
I'm not saying Cam Newton. I'm saying the character. What I'm saying is, I'm saying the
you
different
can
type
still
of
have
personalities.
I'm
saying the different type of personalities. If you can't have a cookie cutter league and expect to get ratings. We need people. I'm not saying Cam Newton is going out there beating women. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying Cam Newton is a different personality. He celebrates. It can be seen as showboating. He does too much. He's had issues with the media. So you need those types of situations in your league in order to entice people to want to watch the following week because either they love him for his actions or they hate him for his actions. You can't have a cookie cutter league. And that's what I hope Vince McMahon is not thinking, oh, the XFL was, something crazy and outright or outrageous the first time. Well, I'm gonna try to go perfect and family value and all this stuff the second time. No, you need to have some things that's different from the NFL, or else it's just gonna be another league that's very much similar to the NFL, and it's not gonna get the ratings.